Burnout can affect all of us, and especially as people building businesses, burnout can hit real different. If you find yourself feeling anxious, avoidant, locked in a freeze mode, even though you want to grow your business and want to continue doing the things that you are demanded to do in life, you might be in burnout. And if you're listening to this and you have experienced those symptoms, it's likely that you figured that out. Burnout is something that none of us are exempt from. And when you push yourself too hard, especially mentally, emotionally, and physically, it can start to compound. And it can start to encode into your body as a freeze response. I see this a lot with clients, and they still want to show up. You very likely still want to show up, still do your best at your job, at your business, with your family, all of that kind of stuff. And for entrepreneurs in particular, there is extreme pressure to juggle all of the things while all the accountability of the success of your business is on your shoulders and yours alone. But if you feel like that in your day-to-day life, this video is also for you. I have had a very long relationship with burnout. Burnout has been my full-on lover that comes to see me once a year to every quarter. I historically push myself way too hard. And though my mind may be convinced that I can do it, my body starts showing those quiet symptoms. The fatigue, the disassociation, the social isolation, the shame and the guilt, and the feeling like nothing you do is enough. Slowly starting to feel like the power isn't in your hands and you have no control over it. These are psychological symptoms of burnout. It's not necessarily you having a toxic mindset, though I'm certain that the separation between the two is a very blurry line. But these are also clinical symptoms. Like if you Google burnout, the symptoms are right here. And those depressive psychological symptoms are interlinked. And if you continue to push yourself past this point, your body will eventually lock up and you will eventually go into freeze. So what do you do? Firstly, let's address the stage that you're at. If you are currently experiencing really robust freeze symptoms in your life and in your work, avoidance symptoms, things like that, the first thing that you have to address is your vagus nervous system, because the symptoms that you're experiencing are dorsal vagal shutdown. Your vagus nerve is the one associated with empathy and with conversing with people. It is also the nerve that manages our fight or flight. So when you're experiencing freeze symptoms, shutdowns, disassociation that you can't really push through, and the alarms are ringing red, the vagal nerve is where you have to come to. That vagal nerve is locked up in its own way. And you have to release it in order to start de-escalating your physical body from severe burnout. There are lots of exercises online that you can do for this. In my worst phases of burnout, the exercises didn't work. So what I would do is I would draw a hot, ideally not scalding, and when my body was that deep in burnout, sometimes I couldn't tell, and I'd have to ask my partner to check the bath temperature for me because I was so disassociated from my body. Sometimes it was difficult to assess. I would get in the tub, and then I would do the exercises. Most of them are mouth exercises because your vagus nerve runs through this area. And so you can do mouth exercises to help and breathing exercises to help release it. Another thing that really helped was going to the gym and seeing the pull-up bar situation, grabbing onto it and just hanging and letting the weight of my body hang down. That helped stretch that vagal area and any internal muscles as well, because I was noticing that the muscles around that nerve were also locking up and were also not feeling great whenever I would work out. Also, having partners, friends that are bigger than you lift you up into a bear hug and just letting your body weight drop as they held you. These things often helped heal that vagal nerve for me. When faced with the pre-symptoms of burnout, you can't push yourself through. I know you want to. I know that you think that you're invincible. You think that you're strong, resourceful, resilient, and you take pride in that. Your pride in that is exactly what led you here. I'm not telling you to not be proud of yourself and to not be proud of your accomplishments or your ability to throw yourself at a wall until you get them. But when you notice burnout, you have to be understanding that your corporeal, your body as it may be, can only experience so much stress, so much turmoil, so much hits against the wall before it starts to activate some of its embedded processes in order to survive and protect itself. In order to not trip that wire, I recommend when you see the precursors of burnout, which are the dissociation, the stress, the anxiety, the feeling like nothing you do is good enough, the feeling that you have to go faster and you just have to throw yourself against the wall to make this work. It's not the answer. What is the answer is sitting down and looking at your processes. Look at how you're approaching these problems with structure. Do an audit. Write down all of the activities that you're doing throughout the day, and then how much time you're dedicating to those activities. And then color code them according to ones that you have to do, things that you can automate, things you can delegate, and things you should eliminate. Do this system on a weekly basis. A week of minor testing, and then auditing, and minor testing and auditing. And this feedback loop will help you not only become actually more productive, but it will allow you to learn more about yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your desires, the things you don't want to do. And allowing yourself the gift of standing on that information and saying, this is me, this is how I work, and I find pride in that. Not just in my ability to throw myself against a wall, but in my ability to know myself and to position myself according to my strengths. And so that I get what I need as an embedded system within my life. This can be work-related. It can also be not work-related. If you find yourself burnt out because you're dealing with, family stuff, trying to be fit and keep a fitness routine, which includes strict diets and calorie counting and all that, and also a business, figure out a system that feeds itself. Figure out how to alleviate some of the major points of stress that you are experiencing, and either share that with other people, delegation, or figure out how you can batch it, how you can take multiple tasks that individually are taxing, but find a system where you can put them together and get it done faster and better. Once you start auditing your life, you'll start to see that there are patterns of things that steal your energy away from you. And though these may not be things that steal energy from other people, that doesn't mean that you are other people. You're not. You're a unique person with your own skills, abilities, preferences, and these are encoded in your corporeal form. In today's society, there is this belief that the body and the mind are separate things, that the things that you want are not gifts and not truth for you, but instead they're social influence. Instead, they're something outside of you. If there are some beliefs that you hold that are socially influenced, and then discovering those and undoing the ones that don't make you happy, that don't make you feel included, that don't make you feel a sense of love and connection and pride. If there are beliefs that are detrimental to you that you've picked up along the way from the pressures of society, sometimes it is good to let them go. If nothing else, as an experiment to see what it would be like without them. You can always pick them back up later. And with our strengths and weaknesses, just because it might be normalized for other people to be good at something, doesn't mean that you have to be. And in fact, if you're not, it could likely mean that you're stronger at things that many people are not. Focus on those. Focus on pouring into those strengths, because those strengths will help you build a life that is fulfilling, that makes you happy, that plays off of things that you're good at and is designed around things that you enjoy. It makes life worth living. In your work, in your life, doesn't matter. Well, I hope this video was informational and that you learned a good amount of things about burnout, but also about giving permission to yourself. Permission to explore, permission to be strong, and permission to be yourself. Currently, I go live on TikTok every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There, I offer free business coaching, but if you come in with some questions that isn't business coaching, I'm not going to turn you away. So feel free to join my lives, join in on the comments below, leave me a comment around what you are going to give yourself permission to do in 2026. And join my membership community if you'd like. Within there, I am trying to seed in access to me to review some of your business things and group sessions. I hope to see you all again. See you.